Every day, millions of people wake up, go to work, earn money, spend money, and still stay trapped. Not because they are stupid, not because they are lazy, but because they are playing a game whose rules they never understood. And here's the terrifying part. Some people learn those rules early and quietly become wealthy, while others spend their entire life chasing money without ever understanding why it keeps escaping them. Money is strange. A piece of paper can destroy families, create wars, ruin friendships, build empires, and completely control human emotions. But money itself is not emotional. People are. And that changes everything. Because financial success is not only about intelligence, it's about behavior, it's about psychology. And tonight, you are about to discover the hidden truths about money that most people realize too late. But before we begin, I want you to do something. Comment below, what is one thing about money your parents taught you? Read other people's answers too, because you'll realize something shocking. Most people inherited their financial mindset without even noticing it. And trust me, that invisible mindset controls almost every financial decision you make. Let's begin.
Imagine two children. One grows up watching his parents struggle every month, fighting over bills, living in fear of losing money. The other grows up in a wealthy home where investing is normal, business conversations happen at dinner tables, and money feels abundant. Now both children become adults. Who do you think will take bigger financial risks? Who will invest more confidently? Who will fear losing money more? Exactly. Most people think financial decisions are logical. They're not. They're emotional memories disguised as logic. Your brain remembers pain. If your family suffered during a financial crisis, your mind becomes defensive. If your parents lost money in business, you may secretly fear entrepreneurship. If you grew up poor, you may spend money emotionally the moment you earn it, because your brain associates money with temporary survival. This is called your financial DNA, and almost nobody escapes it completely. Morgan Housel once said, "People do crazy things with money, but nobody is crazy, because every financial decision makes sense inside that person's personal story." Now here's your first challenge. Pause for a moment. Think carefully. What is one financial belief you inherited from your family that might actually be limiting your future? Comment it below, because awareness is the first step to financial freedom, and the next lesson might completely change how you see wealth forever. Warren Buffett became one of the richest investors in history. But here's the part most people don't understand. The majority of his wealth came after the age of 60. Think about that. Not at 25, not at 35, not at 45. After 60. Why? Because of one terrifyingly powerful force: compounding. Now most people hear this word and immediately get bored. Big mistake. Because compounding is not just a financial principle, it's the secret law behind wealth itself.
You plant a tiny seed. For days, nothing happens. Weeks pass, still nothing. Most people quit. But underground, the roots are growing. Then, suddenly, years later, that tiny seed becomes a giant tree. That is compounding. The scary part? Most people quit before the explosion happens. They want fast success, fast money, fast results. But wealth usually grows invisibly first.
And this applies to everything: money, skills, business, YouTube, fitness, relationships. The people who become extraordinary often looked ordinary for a very long time. And this is where most people fail. They underestimate time. Let me prove it. If two people invest the same amount, but one starts 10 years earlier, the difference at the end can become massive. Not because they were smarter, but because time worked harder for them. Now listen carefully. This may be the most important line in this entire video. Wealth is less about intensity and more about consistency over time. If that hit you, type time in the comments right now.
Have you noticed something strange? Bad financial news spreads instantly. Stock market crash, recession, inflation, economic collapse. But good news? Almost nobody notices it. Why? Because humans are psychologically wired to focus on danger. Fear gets attention, and media companies know this. A headline saying, "The economy slowly improved over 10 years," is boring. But market crash destroys billions, creates panic instantly.
Here's the dangerous part. If you constantly consume negative financial news, your brain slowly becomes fearful, and fearful people make bad financial decisions. They panic sell, avoid investing, delay opportunities, stay stuck. Meanwhile, patient people quietly build wealth in the background. History proves something fascinating. Despite wars, crashes, inflation, pandemics, and chaos, human progress usually continues, slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. What emotion do you feel most often when thinking about money? Fear? Stress? Excitement? Hope? Pressure? Comment honestly, because the way you feel about money often matters more than how much you know about money. And now, we're about to talk about something even deeper: luck. In 1968, out of millions of students in the world, a teenage boy got access to a rare computer at school. That boy was Bill Gates. That single opportunity changed history forever. Now here's the painful part. Another equally talented student was there too, Kent Evans. Smart, driven, visionary. He could have become part of Microsoft, but before graduation, he died in a mountain accident. One life changed by luck, another destroyed by risk.
And this is the uncomfortable truth nobody likes discussing. Success is never only hard work. Luck matters, timing matters, opportunities matter, risk matters. Now, before you misunderstand me, hard work still matters massively, but humility matters too, because sometimes people fail despite doing everything right, and sometimes people succeed because life gave them opportunities others never had. A man drives a Lamborghini. People instantly think he's rich. Maybe, but is he wealthy? Those are not the same thing. Rich is visible, wealth is hidden. Richness is income, wealth is assets you don't spend. And this distinction destroys millions of people financially, because society trains us to admire spending, luxury watches, designer clothes, expensive cars. But real wealth often looks boring. Quiet investments, patience, restraint, discipline. Most wealthy people don't become wealthy by constantly proving they're wealthy. They become wealthy by controlling impulses. That's the real flex, self-control. And this is where social media becomes dangerous, because people compare themselves to lifestyles they cannot actually afford. Many people are financing appearances with debt, trying to look successful while becoming financially weaker. Now think carefully. Would you rather look rich or become wealthy?
Imagine chasing a finish line, but every time you reach it, the finish line moves further away. That is modern life. People think, if I earn more, I'll finally feel happy. Then they earn more, and suddenly they want even more. A bigger house, a bigger car, more status, more validation. This is called the hedonic treadmill. Your brain adapts to everything. Even luxury becomes normal after some time.
Morgan Housel explains something profound. True wealth is the ability to wake up and control your own life, not being trapped by constant pressure, not needing approval from strangers, not sacrificing your entire existence just to impress people who don't even care. And honestly, this may be the biggest financial trap of all, confusing status with happiness. At the beginning of this video, you probably thought this was about finance.
But now you understand. Money is actually about behavior, patience, fear, ego, discipline, time, greed, perspective. And the people who master money usually master themselves first. That's the hidden secret. Not IQ, not shortcuts, not luck alone. Self-control.
So, before this video ends, I want you to remember this. Money can buy comfort, but wisdom creates freedom. And freedom is the real goal. If this video changed the way you think, subscribe to Finance Legends 1 right now. And comment, freedom. Because I read the comments, and I want to know who truly understood the message. And remember, the psychology of money may quietly shape your entire life, whether you understand it or not.